Welcome. Here we are at Mr. Gilbert Young Art Studio here in Atlanta. It's a pleasure once again to be here with Mr. Young. He's got some new pieces. We're very excited. This whole body of work, it's phenomenal.
Let me say one thing that I've known Nate a long time, and he's also a great artist. And I'm glad to have him do what he do in the studio tonight. And now this is the first time we ever tried this, folks. So be patient with us. We got a lot of work, and we're in a small studio, and this is live. It's on wire now. And so I want to introduce my first piece. It's called The Pearl Earring. And of course, you know that is an old classic painting, but and because it was old, it was painted by a European years ago. And I came along and created my own version of the pearl earring. So, in my concept, I wanted to do a couple things. And this show is called As I See It. And so, my twist on everything from a black perspective. And what I done here was utilize the same kind of look that the pearl earring originally has. You know, he was really critiqued with this smile and the highlights in her lips and these beautiful eyes. And I believe that was a young maid of his, and he got in trouble painting her with his wife. I think that's the way the story goes. But what I did was, in the earring itself, you will see a man with his hands up, and I did that in response to Hands Up, Don't Shoot, in some of the demonstrations that we have had. So all this evening, you will see me twist the story from another perspective from this narrative.
That is awesome. As you can see, as I can see, I can actually see the young man with his hands up. You captured it awesome. I tell you, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
Thank you. Well, one of the things I like to say about the piece, it started out as a drawing, and so it's a mixed media. It actually started out with a pencil drawing first, and then I kept building on it, and changing it, and changing it, and changing it, and end up all on top of pencil drawing and everything else. But that's the way I normally work, because I get excited about the pieces that I'm doing. But I do anything not to capture the mood or to capture the image as I'm going along. I don't. A lot of times I plan out things, but just like life, when you're working, things don't go as planned. Right. So that's one of the things that I was most concerned with. It's a pretty large piece. So, well, because we're live and because we're in the studio and these pieces are pretty big, so the message of that for me is that it's a modern way of saying we want justice and don't shoot, hands up, and it's real subtle, and so you have to really look at the painting itself to get the message, and so that's what that happened there.
I tell you, the eyes just draw you right on in. This piece just pulls you right on in.
Well, the next piece that we're going to do, a guy's going to change this out for us, and hopefully we'll get another shot. All right. Again, like I said, I hope people will ask some questions that are online at a different time. This is like Tonight Show, where they're changing sex.
Come on with it so you can see this. Get your balance on. There you go. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
All right.
This is amazing. Now.
This is pretty big, huh?
Wow. Okay. Now you gotta tell me, what is this? What is the title of this?
This is another version of the screen, and I'm sure that you've seen the screen many times, and many different versions of it. Okay, and here's my version of the screen, and we also use it as a outdoor piece as well as an indoor piece, and that's where you have the added dimensions on it, because it actually covered a huge window. And we put it outside and let it be seen by the community. And as you see, I collaged some message all through it. The painting itself, I used old wood that I found and made the frame. And inside, and this young man is a local artist, and his name is Famu. And he always paints himself in his portrait. So I got a chance to talk to Famu, because I've known him for a long time, and I said, hey, Famu, who had a social, and I said, hey, I want to use you in your painting. And I'm going to do the scream. I said, why don't you pretend like you're the guy in the scream? And he put his hands together, and this is what I did from the photograph off my phone, and of course a reference to the screen.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, the message behind this.
The message behind this is of course, that, I know sometimes I feel like I just want to get up and scream with all the things and social conditions that are going on within our community, the injustices and the politics that we're going through, the pandemic that we're going through, this whole thing. And as you can see, these are actually little news clippings that I went through some old newspapers and got some of the titles of the stories that they were, and then I hand wrote different things on the compositions here. So the message is, we're all under a lot of pressure, and this is just a condition that we have to live through, and I don't know, I don't think I answered anything by it. I just said that we're under a lot of pressure, and sometimes you just feel like you want to scream.
Absolutely. That's very powerful.
So, okay, so
Grab it from the bottom and come around. Just come toward me, bro. Now sit on the floor. There you go.
And this is all on wood, as you mentioned. It's a large piece. Is this available also on your website?
yes, I believe it is available in a different form, but it is, it's a different format.
Okay,
But-
this is available online.
Yeah. So the next one is family.
Family, yes.
Yes. And so
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
if we can straighten it up a little bit, yeah, if you can get
Come
behind
this
it.
way?
No, just
Oh, you
remember
want to
this-
come forward?
yes. Lean it up forward a little bit.
Is there more?
Yeah, that's good. That's
That's
good
good?
right there. Thank you. Just tighten it down,
Okay.
and I'll start talking about family.
Good.
Okay. Now this is the second time I did a piece called Family, and but this is a bigger version of Family. So this one, as you can see, I made the mother almost a purple black, and dealing with our blackness. And the brother is one hue, and the baby is another hue. But the quilt that ties the family together, I have put celebrities in there, martyrs in there, and presidents. Everyone makes up this family of the black community, and that's one of the pieces. That's what I call it, family.
And this piece is, it's so powerful. If you could see it up close, you can see images of you've got so many different people in here. I see you have James Brown, you have Condoleezza Rice, you have Trayvon Martin, you have Carrie Belafonte, and so many people, Paul Robeson, Booker T, Angela Davis. I mean, the list goes on. You have Frederick Douglass, all wrapped up in this quilt. We have Martin Luther King, Dr. King, we have Coretta Scott King, and Toni Morrison, Teddy Pendergrass, Deadwood Dick.
Deadwood Dick.
We have a question. We have a question online. They want to know how you got the celebrities on there.
How did I, well, this is about collaging things together, and these are actually pull off small photographs and then collage it and then patina it so that it matches the patina of the painting. So it's a matter of I didn't paint each and every one of these things, but I did go back and then I painted around them, and I had to select those individuals. So I'm always using the most modern tools in painting, and collaging is an old method, but so I use collaging and I use glazing and use the different techniques, and this is on board, and I believe it's about almost 60 inches tall.
Talk a little bit about the composition. We have some art students on.
The composition. Well, the composition is, again, taken from an old master painter that had this composition, and I took the composition and changed it a little bit, but put my people in it, and also put the quilt. He didn't have that kind of quilt in his composition. So it's basically looking at something, kind of remix of something that is already there. And that's how I came up with this piece. And I enjoyed it a lot because, again, I get to go back as if that person was a black person and was saying what I want to say. So I'm using his general method and changing that method to something that's more contemporary for black people.
Now, this is also available on your website.
Yes. Yeah, we have the thing that I created. We have the original, and then we have limited giclées of these pieces that we're showing tonight.
Awesome. So we have the limited edition giclées of this piece. It is powerful. Now, what's going on in the streets that brings you to this concept of putting this together?
Well, here's the thing. The message is that, when you watching someone die and say and crying out, "Mama," and think about all these people that have became before him and all the contributions that we have contributed to the society, and some of these people, life was cut short because they were victims of racist attitude. And all these people mostly fought against racism because of the way they lived their life and what they gave to this country.
We have a question from online. They want to know what artists influenced you.
The greatest artist that influenced me was Charles White. His artwork was so powerful that when I did discover Charles White as a young man, I said to myself I was going to be as good as Charles White. I never made it, but I'm still trying. And the second person was Norman Rockwell, because he always told a story. And Norman Rockwell, he made the American story romantic and pure.
Yes.
Okay. But there's another story too to this thing called the American dream. And so this story has to do with the contributions that black folks have given to this American dream.
Absolutely. And rightly, demonstrated by being clothed in it.
Yes.
You know,
Wrapped around, and
it's
we
a clone,
all
yeah.
have generations coming. You know, the baby is going to be the next generation from what all these people birthed. So we're going to be around to see the next generation, but
Yeah.
I won't let that happen.
What's the size of this piece?
I'm sure it's 60 inches by about 40, about almost 4 feet. So I'm 5.5 feet tall.
Once again, available on GilbertYoungArt.com. You can find these images.
It looked like the next piece was influenced by Picasso that's coming up.
See this.
And
See this.
Okay,
The Woman in the Mirror.
Walk it that way, Luke. Go that way, bro. Keep going, get it settled, slide a little bit more. You wanna keep, you right there, right?
Hey, go.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay, now.
The Woman in the Mirror.
The woman in the mirror.
Yeah.
And the message that you have behind this piece.
Oh my gosh.
Well, first of all,
It's based on.
I was lucky enough to be present and draw the beautiful woman in one of the drawing classes that I had, and I have another piece exactly like this, and I like this piece so much that I said, oh, I want to do something with it. And when I thought about what Picasso did and how he made it seem like the images were so grotesque,
Speak up.
that I wanted to show.
Gilbert, you're muted. None of us can hear you.
Okay.
What's happening?
You're saying you're muted?
Yeah.
Can you speak up?
Oh, can I speak up? Yes, I think I can.
Gentlemen, you're on mute. Nobody can hear you.
Nobody can hear me? I hope.
Can you hear now?
Can we hear now? You mean they missed all that good stuff? All right. I'll try to speak up a little louder.
Can they hear now?
So, what happened here is that I looked at how America has portrayed us over decades. They exaggerated our features and made us with these huge lips and kind of comical and satire on the way we look. And so, and I looked around and saw all these women who now really don't, in my opinion, it's just my opinion now, really don't appreciate that they're beautiful without all the makeup that is on them. The long yellow hair, which is a weave, it goes all the way down the ground. So much exaggeration in it, and so when I look at it, so we have this, we become double-sided, double-faced, two-faced. You see the nudity in it, and down at the bottom there's a hint of a chain around the ankles. In the background there's a pyramid, and where we came from, those roses, those green roses, are actually the roses that we have planted in this country. And so there's a lot in it, and you know, the over-decorated hands and fingernails, and trying to create this sense of beauty on this contemporary land today, which I think that our looks, our black women that I pick are classical.
Right.
They are just beautiful to me. So that's the message is almost like it's a juxtaposition. Notice I didn't paint her, I drew her, and so drawing her and then painting these images. I don't know which one is more powerful to you, but you can see how that played off of the composition.
I see, you know, there's a balance to it. There is a balance. I don't see, you know, it being is overpowering. I believe it's the reflection of what she's looking at, but she's like really, it's really like she's really looking within herself.
Yeah.
To me, I'm looking at the eyes. It looks like she's looking into herself, and it's just like a complete balance.
Well, I hope so. And here's what I love about being an artist and having the ability to interpret something that I believe in, but then not answering all the questions out here and having my audience complete the message. Because without us completing the message, that gives room for people to participate. And that's what I want in my artwork. Room for you to participate, not to show you all the answers to everything, but just a question out here so we can have dialogue, and we have dialogue through the art itself.
Right.
What did he paint first? Did you paint her first or the mirror? What did you paint first?
Oh, the question is what did I paint first? And what I painted first on that one was the black and white woman. All right, we're going to the.
Once again, that's GilbertYoungArt.com. If you missed it earlier on, these pieces are available, and
Okay, they're saying that something was muted. Somebody's saying you missed everything shared. If you are muted, cannot hear you. Please make sure your mic is muted. Somebody wrote. Okay, so we're trying to figure out which one is being muted. It says it's going in and out. Okay.
Okay, are we going in and out? I don't know. Let's see. We have a little technical problem here, but hopefully we can get it straightened out. I don't know.
I'm just asking which piece we were most muted on, and you can redo it. You can just take your time on this one.
Okay.
sure.
All right. So,
Okay. Let's get to this. Let's see. I can see this is Michelle Obama.
hey.
And yes, I mean, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Now, let me ask you now, what was your inspiration?
Well, you know what the
I had to ask.
you know who the artist was that created that kind of technique. And what I done was the same thing that instead of Marilyn Monroe, I chose Mrs. Obama. Now this is the first Mrs. Obama, right?
Yes.
Because the second Mrs. Obama got longer and everything. You know. So this is the when they first went into office, and so using that contemporary technique, okay. I then said, all right, I want to still make that social statement, and the social statement was, if you look at the earrings says Black Lives Matter. All right, so those are my little designs of the earring. And so you have these, this color palette that primary colors that we end up using, and hopefully that is a pleasant piece.
Now, this is classic. This is classic. I really love this. Is classic.
Did each one of the colors, one question, each one of the colors represent something? Why did you choose this color combination?
No, it's about the color palette. You know, you complementary colors to create the art piece. All right, red and green. You see that color combination all the time, and so I had to go in there. I started out with a black. It was a black and white. Then I went to a negative. You saw, and I put color on the black and white. I made the background red and made the hair blue. Then I took a negative of it and did the reverse of it. All right, so you have this kind of thing going on, and it progressed I wanted the earrings, you know, if you look at it, her earring is swinging that way, this is what it's swinging that way, the same way. And so in the corners is the same, the opposite corners are the same earring flowing in the same direction.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say something to our viewers, those who are watching now on Facebook. Please like and share or create a watch party. Mr. Young is a pioneer in art. I tell you, one of the pieces that really truly resonate me is a piece that's on his shirt, which is "He Ain't Heavy." I'm not sure if you can capture that, but this is an awesome piece. I seen that piece
Stand up.
when I was, you know, I was a young boy and I was living in Harlem, and I seen this piece up on 125th Street, and I tell you, you know, and meeting you, the actual artist, you know, who created that piece is, I tell you, it's a blessing.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Talk about that for a minute.
All right, well, I created He Ain't Heavy,
41.
well, 40-something years ago, and you know, and we still sell it today. And again, I didn't answer the question because you know that the hands are not touching, and so he's reaching down, trying to reach this person on the bottom. So, and what I was trying to say there, during those days, we were demonstrating and we're singing songs. He ain't heavy, he's my brother, and so I came up with this piece. And the question is, does he get it? He's strong enough to, but does he get it? So that's one of the things that.
And even more, needed even more, even now, because now it seems like we're losing that connection. You know, I mean, it's like it's got to be fortified, you know, that, hey, we have to look out for someone else and your brother and the system. I mean, you did that with me in my life, and I really appreciate that. I mean, you're true to the image. To me, that's why it means so much to me, because it's real, you know, and people have to be real out here and let you know that, hey, you're not out here alone. You know, this man right here, he created that piece over 40 years ago, and it's powerful to this day.
Thank you.
What else we have here?
Well, we have a couple more, and yeah, you go ahead and put that on back, and then so I'm gonna maybe if I stand up, maybe they can hear me more. Okay, better. And so the next piece, I'm gonna grab the next piece myself because that is smaller. It's something I'm working on. Of course, let's see. Yeah. Now this is just a sketch, folks, and so it's American icon.
Gothic.
I'm sorry. I hope I'd be an
It's on the
icon.
back.
American Gothic, and I keep saying that. And thank God my wife is with me in the background to help me. Yeah, thank God. Okay. So as you can see, that resemblance here. But this is the way I start my paintings out, getting the idea. Everybody have done this painting over and over again. You see different interpretations of it. So I wanted to put my 2 cents in it. And so the house will be in the background. And on this side will be the land and also field. And I'm gonna put a mule in there. We didn't get that 40 acres they promised us. And so I'm doing the 40 acres in the background, and I'm gonna do sky and a house. So this is the beginning of the process. In a few weeks, hopefully that I'll be finished. I don't know how long it will take me. I'm trying to do a good job.
I love it.
Because me and my wife both were in it, and I'm trying to do the best I can. And of course, I made myself better looking than I am.
Hey.
But
That's
so,
all right. I like the paintbrushes here.
yeah, and I'm having paintbrush in mine and pencils in my pocket. So, well, thank you.
Thank you. Well.
And the message is that you know, when we look at that terminology, and you see that painting. We all seen this painting 1,000 times, but we hadn't seen the painting of us in that same manner with us in it. And well, I certainly want to be in it because the message is how far we have really come, as well as, because that's when I'm holding up the paintbrush, not picking apart, but holding up a paintbrush. That gave me my livelihood, and with my beautiful wife, and so that's the message for me. It's progress from the old Southern image that you see of black men sitting so haggard and so poor, and when we have been so much and got so much.
Go ahead, wait a minute.
So we're gonna.
We're going right there, wait, Luke.
The next piece is gonna be the last piece. You guys are gonna grab it and get it up.
Okay.
I'm coming around either way.
Alrighty. Now this one looks like we have to pull that one back a little, maybe.
There we go.
How we looking? Did you slide it back in?
It's fine.
It's fine, okay.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Young.
Long time.
All right. And tell me I got plenty of time to talk about this piece, and so well it took me plenty of time to do it. So it is a piece that I was inspired by the Pieta, Michelangelo, with Mary taking Jesus off the cross. And instead of Mary, I substituted Mary with the Black Statue of Liberty. Okay? And it's not Jesus. This is a young brother that is dying or had died. And you can see here's the bullet shells in the corner here. I collaged these metal bullets, cut them in half, the shells, and put them on the piece itself. And over on the other corner, you can see this torch of freedom has gone out. And this is what I was trying to say about what is happening out here today, and the constant, unjust killing of young men, and even unjust killing of women now. So it's just not men. But here, again, you have that design that's on his arm said Black Lives Matter. Right. And really, it's the largest drawing that I've done in my life. I've done murals that are different, but a drawing of this nature, of this size, was just fun to do, to sit back and draw as much as I could with graphite pencil and graphite pattern, and was able to create this piece.
How old is it?
Well, this piece was done within the last year.
Oh, just all year?
Yeah. This was done within the last year,
Part of the series.
And it's part of the series that, as I see it, because again, that's why the thing is, every time I look at another piece that had been done and society has accepted that as a classical form, I'm saying to myself, well, look, wait a minute. There's another community that's not even in these pieces. Yeah. And it's like right now, I won't go to a movie if there's no blacks in that movie. Because I remember growing up as a child when we saw no blacks at all. If we did, they were maids. There was always something less than desirable, and had always was subservient roles to whites, and that's it. But here, I'm trying to show you the sadness in her eyes looking at her child that is passed, and of course, I use dreads because even in the early days, dreads was like people wouldn't even hire black men that had dreads and girls who had afros, and so my statement here is that black life does matter, and the sadness of this is that his liberty has been snuffed out.
What is the size?
So powerful. Yeah, what is the size of this image?
Oh, you guys keep asking me the size. I just do them.
Tape measure right there,
It's 7 by 8. 7 by
It's
8.
7 by 8 feet.
7 by 8 feet. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But the bottom line is getting in the studio, having fun, creating them, and then trying to say something. And that's the best part of being an artist, to give a message out and try to say something about it.
Yeah, that's a really powerful message there. And you said it was done in gouache, right? In pencils?
Yeah, this is all graphite powder. Okay, graphite powder and pencil. I'm sorry. Yes. So, but I'd like to thank everybody that.
Gonna take some questions?
Go take some questions.
Yeah.
All right. So, do we have any questions?
Yeah, we're opening up for some questions.
Okay, you can just talk about your history, what you do here at the university, some other projects coming up.
Well, what I do here at the university, this is the studio. This was a series that I had done earlier with one of the contemporary young photographers here in the city, and so we're always moving and trying to grow. I'm an artist in residence here at ITC, and been here for almost a year and a half now. And this is the little studio that they gave me, and this is where I have a lot of fun and creating art. And I'm working on some other projects with some young people. We have a Blackberry group that we are associated with that is helping the Pittsburgh community, and that's one of the things that I'm really deeply involved in.
And once again, if you are on Facebook, please like and share. And also visit gilbertyoungart.com, where you'll see these pieces plus additional pieces. Speak to us about, there's some other pieces that you have on your website as well.
Yeah, well, the, let me see, which one do I have on?
You talk about the Obama piece behind you.
Yeah.
Well, the Obama
Why don't
piece.
you tell that story?
Oh, the Obama story.
It's behind you, Sam.
Okay, I'm gonna take this one down and set that one up there.
All right.
Come this way with it. Sit down. Okay. Now can you walk it around that way, Luke?
That's amazing. That's an awesome piece.
I did think I do this all by myself. Wrestling with these babies. Tonight I got help.
Excuse me, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
This is the Obama piece that I done when he first got in office, was going to be in office.
2008.
2008. This is not the original. This is a G-clay canvas of it. And what was great about this piece for me was when I went to Cincinnati and I had an opportunity to meet him and unveil it in front of him. And he recognized this piece that I have on my chest, and then said, "Are you the artist?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "You're a legend." And I said, "Thank you." And he said, "And what do you have for me?" And we unveiled this piece for him. And he said, "You made me look good." And I said, "Well, that's my job." And so I was getting ready to sign it because I wanted the opportunity to sign it in front of him. And he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm getting ready to sign it, sir." And he said, "Nope." And he took the pen from me. He said, "I'm going to sign it."
Wow.
So this is, I don't know any other piece with a president's signature on it by the president. And I got that great opportunity to do that.
Why is it a double piece?
Why is it double?
Image.
Image. Well, it's that. I told one of my children that I was gonna draw or paint Obama's portrait, and he said, "Dad, you're not the best painter in the world." And he said, "But
Oh, wow.
but I don't see anybody can outdraw you." And I got mad. So I said, "I show him." And so I drew it and painted the damn paint. So that's how that came about. And the blessing is this: two-headed president. He served twice, right? And years later, I got the opportunity in his second presidency. I got the opportunity to also paint Mrs. Obama, and it was given to the Congressional Club of Washington D.C.
They commissioned you.
They commissioned me to
It
do
was
it.
for the First Lady's luncheon.
Yeah.
But I tell you, you can paint, Mr. Young. Let me just say that. We'll just
Well,
put
thank
that out.
you.
It's a beautiful paint.
I've been working on that. I've seen that boy come back to the table. All right. All right. So these are also online, and you can see.
What's your view of the black art world? How is the black art world representing what's happening in the country right now?
Well, the way, unfortunately, the visuals that they're putting out only, I think some of the things that I've seen, the execution of them is excellent, wonderful. The messages seem to be limited because all they're doing is heads and martyrs. And just head after head after head after head. I don't know what this guy, as an artist, is thinking. I would love to see more interpretations of what they are feeling and where they feel that we're going to go. All right? And I think that is very important at this particular time in history, and especially for the young artists out there. I want to see their here and there. I want to see what they feel about Black Lives Matter. How does it matter? Okay, show me show me how it matters. You say it, show me. All right, and then I think that's the job of the young artists coming out and coming along. Make a statement that everybody can get involved in.
Yes.
Don't answer it, but make a question so that we can all get around it.
Yes. Let me ask you this. Now, you have prints available of this image on GilbertYoungArt.com.
Yes.
You have prints and G-Clays?
Yes.
This is an awesome G-Clay.
Yes.
I mean, it's huge. The quality is just amazing. The colors, you miss nothing. It's the image.
You had to, well, you know, the thing that I appreciate is somebody appreciating my work, of course, you know.
Yeah.
And then people say, well, how do you get to this point? How do you do this? How do you do it? Well, you ask yourself, what if? As I'm painting, I'm always asking myself, what if? Can I push it a little further? can I make this happen a little more? And then I, you know, there are people that outpaint me, and so I'm always studying them. I'm studying people that are the great masters, and so if you don't come anywhere close to them, you know that you got a little ways to go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mr. Young, as an apprentice under you, relating to the question was just asked, how are the younger black people progressing in art? That piece there behind you, what do you think about that? Does that relate to what that question?
Which piece?
That piece, transition.
Transition?
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, we all going through this is a combination of three artists that I know: Sammy Shepard, Gilbert Young, and Carl Owens. Carl Owens did a piece years ago called The Mask. Carl Owens was also a great friend of mine, and I have the largest collection of Carl Owens' work in the world. And what I did, again, reinterpret what Carl did. And it didn't have, this is basically his work in here and then here. And then this is off of one of his prints. Cut it out, floated it, used African motif behind it, and then the contemporary stuff that Sammy does. He's a found artist, and he goes and put these beautiful work together by collecting artwork, collecting found objects, and we utilize that in the composition.
Okay, we have a question from Dee. She's a self-taught artist, and she says your work is extremely inspiring. Her question is, do you sketch first? What is the starting process with your artwork?
I always sketch first. That's the basic of everything. And I don't understand anybody that does not understand that in order to have great artwork, you got to know where you're going. That's like playing a game and you have no game plan, to me. So my thing is, first of all, the hardest thing for me to do is get an idea and a concept together, and certainly try to make a statement, and then sketch. I still have sketchbooks. I always will have a sketch of what I'm going to do. Sometimes, you know, you think you're going in the right direction, and then you look at those sketches and think, but I love the sketches better than I do sometimes the finished product. Because the first idea is of pure energy. The next, when you start working on them, you kind of get scared. You don't want to mess up.
Oh, yeah.
And so you get tight.
Right.
And so you have to be kind of in between, and that's why you have to always ask yourself, am I doing the right thing, and can I do a little more, and look at some of your basic work. I got sketches of the pieces that I'm doing now. I'm working on a sketch while I'm working on the actual piece at the same time.
That's the next question is, do you have artistic quirks? For example, this artist cannot draw at all, but can paint really well, and her images come to life with paint. Do you have odd things that you do that influence your work? Or that
Odd things? I have never, no one has ever asked that question. I have to think about it. Do I have odd things?
One thing that's odd is that all while you're talking on the phone, you're sketching your feet.
Yeah, well, I can do that. But I don't know if that's odd enough. But I tell you what's odd is,
I have 100 pictures of your boots and your feet.
oh yes, I draw my feet and I draw my boots all the time. Okay? And that's because I don't have anything else to draw. And I'm sitting there by myself. So if I'm sitting there somewhere and I'm looking at my boots, which I love, I will draw those over and over again, and I draw my hats all the time. So after I'm gone, there'll be a lot of people running around saying, what the hell is a hat? Who did this? What's that about? But I guess that's the odd thing to do.
Yes.
And so I think artists are probably odd anyway because we're thinking a little different, a little out of the box, and I'm constantly looking for subject matter, and I'm constantly working.
Okay, somebody says there is a constant flashing away from Gil and looking at a still shot. And they're saying that's visually disturbing. I don't know.
She doing what?
I don't.
I'm constantly doing what?
They're saying they're flashing away from, turning away from you or something.
Oh, I'm turning away from the work?
I don't know. Just say hello to everybody. Invite them to come in and see.
Yeah.
Oh, once again, if you're on Facebook, please share and like. Also visit gilbertyoungart.com. And this has been awesome and a privilege. And also, you know, as far as here we are, you know, we're being let's say self-quarantined and social distancing, and we have this the very first virtual art exhibit from Mr. Gilbert Young here. So it's truly a privilege and a privilege to see the new work that you have going here, and looking forward to what you
Yeah,
have.
well, I like to thank the Fulton County Arts and Culture for allowing me to put this on and helping me to expose my artwork to the community, and hopefully that we'll do it together. And I'd like to thank you and Sammy and your lovely wife behind the camera, and we have worked together before. All of us have worked together before, and just like the painting that I just done, it does really take a family, and it takes a village. And I appreciate all of y'all for just tuning in. This is my first virtual reality show. I've never done anything like this before. Our quarters was tight, and you must forgive us for the sound quality. I promise you, I'll come back. I do it better because that's what I do.
Absolutely. We appreciate that, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you once again.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.